What's up, everybody? This is Isaac Stengler from Super Ball. Last night I had the honor of being interviewed by Mr. Chris Groska, and I am going to interview him today. It's my turn in the hot seat. So I've got a couple of questions for you.
Nice.
I just want your audience to get to know you a little bit better. Yeah.
Yeah, very good.
Okay. So I just want to start off. So what is the disability that you have?
It's called cerebral palsy or CP. It's caused when you have starving of oxygen by the umbilical cord as you're coming down the birth canal to be born. I was born 7 weeks prematurely. But I don't let the fact that I'm disabled get in my way. I
Excellent.
just make the best of what I have, you know?
Awesome. That was a great answer. I'm excited for this interview. So just I just want to give a shout out here. So I did put that he is looking for more PCAs. You can call his number. You can check him out, cruiserchrisworldnetwork@gmail.com.
We also do have a YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. And then you can check us out here, Cruiser Chris World Network on YouTube. But I had a question for you. What are some attributes that you like most in your PCAs?
Well, the one I have really now is really great.
Yeah.
She's really awesome. She's really good at burning water. So I would like someone who could cook for me and, likes to do podcasting episodes as much as I do. I'm working on writing a book, and I do weekly episodes of that for my podcast.
Perfect.
Weekly. And I'll talk to the mysterious voice behind me. What mysterious voice behind me? What else do you think I would be looking for in a PCA?
Somebody that likes to go for walks a lot.
Yeah, somebody that likes to go for walks a lot. Somebody that has reliable transportation. Somebody that is laid back and easygoing. Somebody that is dependable. And I guess reliable too. And honest. And
Yes.
wouldn't steal from me. Because believe it or not, Isaac, I've had PCAs that have worked with me in the past that have stolen from me. So.
Wow. That is incredibly low. That's, yeah. I don't really know how to answer to that. I mean, gotta keep the vulgarities out of the video.
Yeah.
But,
Good thing we don't have the bleeping machine.
That would be funny. It would probably just be a continuous beep for a couple minutes if it was up to me, but...
Yeah.
Anyways, moving along here. Let's see here. What are some good programs that you would recommend for people with similar conditions to yours?
Like day programs?
Yeah. I guess, think of me as a complete noob, which I totally am. I don't really know too much for what's out there.
Well, the funding that I use is caddy waiver provided by Anoka County. So they pay for my PCAs and all of my ILS workers, as well as my day program, which is Achieve Services. And then, so basically what a PCA would do for me is, depending on the shift, they would come in and either get me up in the morning and get me ready for work when we're not in the COVID-19 pandemic situation. I would normally be going to Achieve during the day, working there for a few hours and then coming back. So my hours for the morning, if I was working, would be 5 a.m. to 7:30 a.m. or 8 a.m. because my bus comes around 7:40.
Yeah.
And then they would help me put my lunch together, and then help make sure that I got on the bus safely. And then they would, if they were scheduled to work the evening shift in the evening, then they would come back at 5 o'clock, and then they would do laundry and other things like helping me make dinner. And eventually I'm going to be getting a standing frame, which will allow me to stand up and put weight on my feet, stretching out my leg muscles again.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I feel good. Yeah, so I kind of wanted to get to know you a little bit better.
Get to know me, okay.
Yeah, so I got a couple of fun questions here.
I love fun questions.
Yeah. What are some of your favorite hobbies?
Well, telling jokes.
You are quite the jokester.
Yeah, telling jokes. Poking fun at Hannah.
Oh no.
That's always fun. She takes it like a champ, though. You know.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, she got tough skin.
Yeah. Mhm. And that's probably another quality that I would be looking for in a PCA. Somebody that has can let stuff just roll off their back, and you know, because in my world, if you can't have fun with yourself, then and you can't make fun of yourself, then you know.
Yeah.
You can't really, you know, you can't. I'd rather be smiling than crying is basically what.
No, that's a terrific outlook on life. Yeah, optimism is always key.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah, so, out of all the food in the world, what's your favorite?
I suppose pizza, but see, with pizza, I have to have a gluten-free crust because I have a gluten sensitivity, so I can't have normal pizza.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But, oh, yeah, no, pizza is up there on mine, too.
I also love Mountain Dew. Big fan.
Yeah, yep. Yeah, I got a friend that's hugely into Mountain Dew, and I have another friend that's hugely into Dr. Pepper.
Oh.
Yeah, interesting. I don't know, but
Wouldn't it be interesting if they created a drink, Mountain Pepper Dr. Dew?
Dr. Dew.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
I feel like I would try it. I was definitely the kid at McDonald's that would just like do a drop of all the pops into one cup.
Yeah. With a little bit of ice so that you could fit the most liquid in there.
Yeah. So at least from what I've seen, you like sports a bit. So I was gonna ask you if you had a favorite sport or sports team.
Well, I like them all.
Yeah.
I like the Twins, although they're not playing right now because of the pandemic,
Yeah.
which is very sad. But hopefully they'll be playing by June or so.
Yeah.
And then I like the Vikings. I'm a big fan of the Vikings. And of course I like hockey. I'm a big fan of the Wild. And I like the Timberwolves. One time I went to the U.S. Bank Stadium and did a tour of the stadium and stuff. Got to be inside the Vikings locker room.
Really?
Yep.
Oh, that's cool.
I also got to be up in the press box where Paul Allen and the Vikings radio network sits.
Really?
Yep. And then also
That's cool.
when they do the television and stuff.
Yeah.
So I really enjoyed that.
Yeah. I remember when the Twin Stadium was being built. I was dating this girl, Michaela, at the time, but her dad was working on the Twin Stadium, and he basically, like, for an exhibition game, let us out onto the field, and, like, we walked around and, like, got to meet a couple of people. It was pretty interesting.
Oh yeah, was it the St. Louis and Minnesota Twins spring training game? I bet. I would think. Maybe. I don't remember.
It was quite a while ago.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Yeah, okay, so because
I've also been to Target Field too, so.
Oh, nice.
Watched the Twins game there once.
Yeah.
Would love to go back.
Yeah. No, it's nice. It's beautiful there. So I had to ask, because you interviewed me last night, so I had to ask, like, what's a favorite music genre of yours, and then, like, if you have any particular bands that you enjoy.
Well, I like Daft Punk.
Daft Punk is great.
Yeah. One More Time.
Yeah.
All the Tron things, all the Tron music that they did.
Oh, yeah.
And then Hello, Goodbye. Here in Your Arms is another one that I like. And then, let's see, what else do I like? I'm a big fan of Owl City. And here's a fun fact. Did you know that Owl City is a single, he's a self-singer. And he plays all of his own instruments. And he's from Owatonna, Minnesota.
I did not know he was from Minnesota.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. I have seen a couple, I don't think it was Fireflies, it was a different one, but he did show himself recording all of his own instrumentation parts, and I thought that was pretty cool. Like, all of his MIDI and keyboard stuff.
Very, very interesting and very, very talented singer.
Yeah. Okay, so I just have a couple of questions left. If you don't feel like answering, like, that's totally fine. But the next question is basically kind of like worst and best. Like, I guess, what is like the most difficult part about having, like, a disability?
Well, when I was a young kid, the Pcas in school, because they didn't know any better, would, like, put me in tables away from everybody else, like at the lunch table. They would have tables off in the corner. And a funny thing is, Isaac, one time my mom and dad were the strongest advocates for me as I was growing up, and I owe a lot of what I learned about self-advocacy and who I am today to them and watching what they used to do for me. But there were teachers that would say, when my mom, I had an IEP meeting every year that I would have to, Mom would have to attend with my team of specialists, and sometimes I would attend them too.
Yeah.
And she would say, she said one year, why does Chris just sit back and count change when everybody else is doing algebra and trigonometry and stuff? And they said, well, ma'am, that's all that we ever think he'll be able to do, so he better get good at it. And to those teachers, I don't know if you're going to see this video, but if you do see this video, I made it in spite of what you said. So, and I'm still making it today.
I gotta give you a high five, dude. Oh, that's
Yeah,
good.
Yep. So
Yeah.
those teachers, and then I went to a post-secondary program through the school district, and I went to this college class one time, and this teacher said to me, because we were doing like this project where we had to do like a portfolio of what we wanted to do with our lives,
Yeah.
and you know, the day of the portfolio turning in came, and you know, she this teacher goes, well, gee, Chris, boy, that's a really nice portfolio. And of course, all of the other students in the college class, intro to college class, kind of just threw it together at the last minute and kind of just cobbled it together.
Yeah.
And here I come with this big thing in War and Peace. And,
Oh, wow.
Funny thing is, a few years later, before I graduated, well, there's still more to that story. My mom had helped me, but everything that I put in that portfolio was my idea. My mom was just my hands.
Oh, okay.
So everything, every thought about how I wanted it organized was mine. My mom was just my hands, and all the materials were materials that I had found and researched and everything else. So I went to this college class, and she goes, well, Chris, this portfolio is probably one of the best ones I've ever seen. You know, most of the clients that we deal with here at this program just kind of cobble it together and kind of throw it together at the last minute. And I went, yeah, that's what I care about, what I do, you know.
Yeah.
And then she goes, well, I don't think that you could have done it on your own. Did your mommy do this for you? And I'm like, okay, no, I did it. She was just my hands. And of course, she didn't believe it, that it was just me, you know, that it was, that my mom was my hands, but I came up with the ideas for it. And so then a couple years later, I'm walking in for my final like discharge meeting from this program, and the teacher from the Intro to College course walks in, and she says, you know what, Chris, we're doing that binder project that you did a couple of years ago, and your binder was one of the best ones put together that I've seen. And I would love to use your binder as an example for the classmates, or for the class. And I'm thinking, well, I haven't stayed at Mom's for a couple of years. And if I did know where it was, I would probably give it to her. And she would probably take it and not give it back to me.
Yeah.
So you know what I said?
Hmm.
I said, well, ma'am, I would like to help you with that, but I don't know where it is for right now, and I would probably have to have my mommy find it for me, and she's not available to do that right now, so sorry, I can't help you. So I kind of gave her a taste of her own medicine.
Yeah. Oh man, that is gold. That is so good.
She walked out of the office with the saddest look on her face, like you had never seen, like.
Wow.
And then she had her tail between her legs too because she knew I got her.
I mean, it's one thing to not understand something, but to put limitations in place because of it. I mean, that's just unnecessary. I mean, it's, I don't know. But
yeah.
I don't want to get too much into a debate about it. But on the other end of the spectrum, on a more positive silver lining note, what are some of the best things about having a disability?
Well, it kind of gives you a greater appreciation and a greater acceptance of life. It makes you see things, kind of be more thankful for things that are given to you. I'm sure that I would still have the same kind of personality that I do now.
Yeah.
If I was ambulatory, but I may not see things the way I do. If I was ambulatory, I would probably, that's a guy with a disability,
Yeah,
But,
no, that makes a ton of sense. I mean,
you know.
even me right now, like I'm super uneducated on, your disability, cerebral palsy, like,
Yeah.
And I think it's kind of cool that we're doing this interview.
Yeah, and so I just I don't consider myself to be disabled. That may be how the government views me as a disabled person. I just consider myself a person with different abilities.
Yeah. Yeah, I even felt weird using that term, disability, too, because, I mean, you talk just fine, like, it's fun to hang out with you.
And for those that saw the video last night, I'm a darn good interviewer. I'm the next Walter Cronkite.
Yeah, I do got to give him a shout out. All of those questions were right off the top of his head, and that was one of the best interviews I've had. Let's see here. So to close this out strong, I'm basically gonna end this interview with the same way we ended mine last night. Any last advice for anybody who might be struggling or have any questions? Like, if there's just anything you can think of at the top of your head, just to be like, hey, here's this.
Okay, well, to those that have disabilities out there, part of the reason why I did the YouTube channel and I'm doing the book that I'm doing and I'm doing everything that I will be doing after we get out of the pandemic with the YouTube channel that I have is because I want to show all the rest of you that you may have struggles in life, but if you apply yourself and you work really, really, really hard at it, because there are going to be people in life that unfortunately will see you as a person with a disability and they will always try to help you. Basically, if you want to succeed, you gotta be the one directing your cares. You gotta tell people what you want done. Don't let people tell you the way that you're gonna do things. You make that determination yourself, and you basically play the leader or be the leader and have them follow your directions. Don't let them dictate to you what you're gonna do, because if you do that, number one, if you do your own self-directed cares, you're going to have a better quality of life. And then number two, if you let somebody else control you and tell you what you're going to do, you're just going to be stuck in your house all day, or stuck in a situation that doesn't really work for you. One of the things that I'm so appreciative from my mom and dad about is that they were always there to assist me if I needed it. But if I needed assistance, I would have to ask them. They didn't just come right out and do things for me. They actually taught me how to do my own things. And they let me try and do things by myself first before they helped me. And they said one of their mantras for me was always try things 3 times. And if after the 3rd time you're still struggling, then we'll help you. And another thing that I will say to the people with disabilities out there is that you may get to the same resolution that somebody else does that's able-bodied, and the able-bodied person might get to that resolution faster than you, but you will still find a way to get to that same resolution that the able-bodied person did. Don't give up. Keep fighting. Learn to be your own advocate, because the best advocate for a person with a disability is that person that has the disability, because only the person that has the disability knows what that person has to deal with. I'm very lucky because I have a voice. So when I see somebody struggling, I can help advocate for people and help them, guide them to where they need to go. I'm not there to tell them what they should do. I'm there to give advice to them, and it's up to them to determine whether they want to take it or not. Also, I am very proud to say that I graduated with a 3.52 GPA, so close to a 4.0, B average. I was a student manager on the high school football team, girls basketball team, boys basketball team, and the baseball team. I'm an Eagle Scout, and I designed and built a raptor enclosure for a disabled red-tailed hawk at Wargo Nature Center in one of the local cities in my community. I have many challenges that I have to deal with on a daily basis, but it's part of, for me, challenges don't bother me because it's just everyday life for me, and I adapt just like anybody else adapts to their difficulties. Don't tell me I can't do anything, because that will just give me more ammunition to prove you wrong. So if you really want to get me mad, tell me I can't do anything, because I'll show you that I can do something, and my life is worth something, and I'm going to make the best of my life in spite of what you say.
Wow. I mean, case in point, I'm pretty sure my graduation GPA was something like 3.21 maybe. I did like a year of different sports like football and baseball. Pretty much the only thing that I really contributed in was the band. Yeah, limitlessness. Don't let anybody limit you. That's cool.
Don't give up. Always keep identifying goals that you want to accomplish. And then once you've accomplished those goals, identify a different set of goals that you want to accomplish. And every set of goals that you accomplish, once you've accomplished them, the sense of reward that you will get from accomplishing the goals that you set out to achieve is going to be far and above a better feeling than if you hadn't tried at all.
Mm-hmm.
So that would be my piece of advice.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say that's a really nice piece of advice. Yeah, so I think we're gonna wrap this up for a little bit. You heard it, Chris. Let's see. Let me grab this and show you guys. If you're interested in any PCA work for him, I know it's a little bit backwards, but 612-492-1626 and then cruiserchrisworldnetwork@gmail.com. Yeah. Thanks for watching.